Working on our life skills, baby, come on. Working on our life skills, baby, come on. Hi everyone, it's Rachel here, and I'm one of your 4-H educators for University of Illinois Extension, Madison, Monroe, and St. Clair counties. Today we're going to be doing Life Skills 201, and we're going to be looking at how to properly set a table, just some small etiquette pieces while dining at the dinner table. These are great life skills that you can apply anywhere from now until you're grown. It's always good to know how to properly set your dinner table, as well as be able to eat with etiquette at a restaurant. I know we've probably been spending a lot of time at home, probably having a lot of family dinners, so this would be something that you could start working on now. First thing I'm going to do is I use placemats. I'm just going to be doing one simple setting so that you guys can see how this works. So I use placemats. So first and foremost, I'm going to set my placemat here in the front. Next up is our plate. Now, if you typically serve your food in the kitchen and bring your plate to the table, that's fine. You won't be setting a plate then. But if your family typically likes to bring all of the food to the table and everyone serves themselves, then go ahead and set your plate. So that goes here in the middle of your placemat. Next up, we're going to do our napkin. You can do a couple of things with napkins. I typically will fold it and put it on the left side of my plate. I feel like that's just the easiest. Sometimes you might go to a restaurant and it might be placed in the center of your plate. That's actually more proper. But that's usually with cloth napkins, and I don't think a lot of people usually use cloth napkins at home, but I could be wrong. So up next, we're going to do our fork. Where do you think that the fork goes? Do you think it goes to the left side of the plate or the right side of the plate? So your fork actually goes on top of your napkin on the left side of the plate. So we can set that there. Up next, let's do our spoon. Do you think that the spoon goes on the left side of the plate with our fork or on the right side of the plate? So our spoon actually goes on the right side of the plate. And lastly, with silverware, where do you think the knife goes? Do you think it goes on the left side of the plate with the fork or the right side of the plate with the spoon? So your knife actually goes on the right side of the plate with your spoon. Do you think that it goes inside the spoon, so next to the plate, or do you think it goes on the outside of the spoon? So your knife actually goes on the inside of your spoon, next to your plate, and you always want to make sure that the cutting edge of your knife is faced in towards your plate. So next, if you wanted to have a drink at the table, you would want to put it where? Where would your drink go? Would it go above your plate on the left side or the right side? So your drink actually goes on the right side above your knife and spoon. Now, if you had bread and you wanted to have a bread plate and be fancy, where do you think that the bread plate would go? Do you think it would go above your plate on the left side or the right side? So your bread plate actually goes on the left side. And one way to remember this is to take a look at your hands, do this, and you can remember that your B is for your bread that goes on your left, and your D is for your drink that goes on the right. Because of the way that my iPad is set up, it's going to look a little different, but if you were to set your table, you could easily say, okay, my bread goes on my left, my drink goes on my right. Last but not least, if you wanted to have a salad plate or a salad bowl, where do you think that that would go? Do you think it would go above your plate on the left-hand side or the right-hand side? So this one's kind of tricky. It actually goes above your fork on the left-hand side, and then you move your bread dish over a little bit. So it's still on the left-hand side of your plate. It's just more centered. Secondly, just a few tips for etiquette. Probably a good idea to start practicing not sitting all the way back in your chair. This allows you to slouch and nobody wants to see this. Sitting up straight. I'm sure some of you have probably heard about posture before, Sitting up straight with your back not all the way to the back of your chair can help with that. You also don't want to slouch, no elbows on the table. I've found it okay if you put your wrists on the table because sometimes it's hard to have a place, especially if you're chewing and you have your fork in your hand. But keep in mind that you don't want elbows on the table, no elbows. Also, it's not proper to sing at the table. And do you guys think it's a good idea to be doing this? No, probably not. It's rude. All right. We have family dinners because we want to spend time as a family. We don't want to spend time as a family while you are doing whatever on your phone. This would be a good time to talk with your parents about what's going on in life. I know you probably are spending a lot of time with them during the day, but there could still be things that they are interested in your life, and there could still be things that you are interested in what they have to say. Talk about what your homework was for the day, or talk about a video that you saw, or something that you're interested in the future. Ask them how their day was. They probably don't get asked that a lot, so go ahead and ask them how their day was. And last but not least, I do want to reiterate that these are really great skills to have starting now, and it'll be one of those skills that you will want to use throughout your future. Whether you are at an important business dinner, whether you are at a wedding, whether you're at even a birthday party or a friend's house, you can show that you know how to properly set the table and you have good etiquette. So try and apply this to your life and let me know how it goes. Set the table tonight for dinner and show me a picture. I'd love to see it. Have a wonderful day. Bye!